Levi Trumbull reporting here, and I cannot believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say, and that is, yet again, Frederick County Public Schools has yet again been sued under a claim of negligence. That is right. This makes the fourth video I have conducted in the past year as it relates to a negligence lawsuit that has been brought against Frederick County Public Schools. So guys, with that being said, let's just dive right in to the fourth negligence lawsuit that has been brought against Frederick County Public Schools. This one is brought by somebody named NEGLIGENCE. This is somebody who resides in Frederick, Maryland, and this person is suing Frederick County Public Schools along with another motorist as it relates to a 2021 motor vehicle accident that happened right outside of Tuscarora High School. Now, this plaintiff is suing Frederick County Public Schools for one count of negligence, and they are also suing the motorist in question for another count of negligence. So it's two counts for negligence, one against FCPS and one against the motorist. As it relates to FCPS, they are seeking approximately $1.2 million in compensatory damages, and they're seeking $250,000 in damages from the motorist. So with that, let's get into the complaint itself, the document. We have it right here, and let's get into the specific allegations as to why this individual is suing Frederick County Public Schools. So with that, let's take you right to the complaint. Comes now the plaintiff NEGLIGENCE, by and through his attorneys, hereby brings this cause of action against defendant Frederick County Public Schools and defendant Isela Sanchez. This is a cause of action for judgment against the defendant for damages based on the foregoing: that the plaintiff is a resident of the city of Frederick and the state of Maryland. Upon information and belief, the defendant, Frederick County Public Schools, governs all the public schools in Frederick County, including Tuscarora High School in Frederick County. That all actions that arose out of this incident transpired in Frederick County, Maryland. Accordingly, venue and jurisdiction is proper in the Circuit Court of Frederick. That on October 28, 2021, the plaintiff was exiting the Tuscarora High School parking lot to go through the intersection onto Ballinger Creek Pike when he was struck by the defendant, Isela Enrique Sanchez, that lined up along the left side of northbound Ballinger Creek Pike and the right side Ballinger Creek Pike. Vehicles were lined up waiting to pick up students. That these vehicles were in a location which obtruded the plaintiff's vision to enter the parkway. That these vehicles routinely parked there while waiting for students after school. That the plaintiff has a video which reflects the location of where the vehicles parked, which obstructed the vision of the plaintiff. That defendant, Frederick County Public Schools, had knowledge of this practice of parents parking at this location. That defendant, Frederick County Public Schools, had a duty to provide safe passage and vision for the plaintiff to enter the Ballinger Creek Parkway. That defendant, Frederick County Public Schools, breached this duty by allowing vehicles to park along Ballinger Creek Parkway. That as a result, defendant, Frederick County Public Schools' failure to provide safe egress, the plaintiff sustained serious injury where he had to be airlifted to a children's hospital in Washington, D.C. That defendant, Frederick County Public Schools, caused injury to the plaintiff. Wherefore, the plaintiff respectfully requests this honorable court to order compensatory damages against defendant FCPS in the amount of $1.2 million, and also to pay for reasonable attorney's fees in this action. As it relates to the allegations against the motorist, they are essentially the same allegations as set forth, and that right there is where the complaint ends. It's only a 4-page complaint, as you can see right here, not very long, pretty brief to say the least, but here's what I think, all in all. It's a pretty straightforward negligence case, right? His claim is that his vision, his egress, his exiting of Tuscarora High School was blocked by vehicles which were lined up alongside the road. And when he was pulling out, he couldn't see the vehicle that was oncoming. Subsequently, he had a crash, and it's pretty straightforward, right? So, again, not an attorney. and what will happen is yet to be seen, but I think it all comes down to, in this case in particular, whether or not Frederick County Public Schools, aka Tuscarora High School, had knowledge and was granting permission for people to park their vehicles along the side of that egress. Now, if that is the case, maybe a claim can be presented. However, it's my thinking on the issue that if he does not have substantial evidence to demonstrate that Frederick County Public Schools, Tuscarora High School had direct knowledge of the vehicles parking alongside the egress, if he cannot substantiate that, if he cannot prove that claim and make a case out of that, then I don't know where it goes, because along that side there, that is considered a public road. That is a public road, and that would probably fall off of FCPS property. So if he cannot prove that there was some sort of direct collusion between the vehicles that were along that egress, if he cannot prove that collusion between FCPS and those vehicles at that time on that date and prove that FCPS had prior knowledge that this was a common practice, I don't really know where the lawsuit goes, because at that point you're suing people who are essentially unnamed defendants in a lawsuit who were parked lawfully or unlawfully on the side of a road. So I think it really just comes down to whether he can substantiate that or not, but we will see where it goes. Again, this is the fourth negligence lawsuit that I have covered as it relates to FCPS, and it is just astonishing. This is going to do wonders on the taxpayer's dime. We've brought you the story before about the fact that we have to pay the liability insurance for Frederick County Public Schools. I have predicted that it's only going to get higher and higher and higher. Stuff like this doesn't help it. And again, this is a new lawsuit filed only a couple months ago, only about 2 months old at this point, and we'll see where it goes. Pretty straightforward. And with that, Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick County, Maryland.